Hey everybody, my name's Kyle and this is Great 28 Live on Track by Track. Every day this month I'm picking one of my 28 favorite live albums and posting a short video highlighting what I think makes it great. If you've watched this channel for any length of time, it's probably pretty clear that genres like rap or hip-hop are not something that I tend to focus on. But the truth of the matter is I like every genre of music, even though the majority of what you see behind me here would typically be considered rock. When I do venture into other genres, though, it's not unusual for that to somehow be linked to an artist's music being genre transcendent, shall we say? Matisyahu is a great example of this. I really knew next to nothing about his music when I first listened to him sometime around 2006. What I'd heard was that this white, bearded, spiritual-looking gentleman was a Jewish rapper slash reggae artist. I wasn't quite sure how all that fit together, really, but this was a time before streaming and YouTube made it so easy to sample new music, and I wasn't quite curious enough about his music to actually go out and buy a whole CD. But here's where I have to give props to whoever the music buyer was at my local public library. Every time I go in there and browse the CDs, I'm surprised at the many somewhat less than mainstream albums that they're always adding to the collection. In truth, there's been quite a few artists that I sampled for the first time thanks to the library. And it had been a source of exposure to new music for me as far back as I can remember, up until the era of streaming music anyway. So when I saw Matisyahu's Live at Stubbs CD on the New Arrivals rack, my first reaction was surprise, and my second reaction was, oh hell yeah. I mean, I really knew nothing about this music, only that the high-level description I'd heard had been kind of fascinating. Needless to say, I was pretty blown away by what I heard. It was truly unlike anything else I'd heard before. It was, like I said before, transcendent of several genres. First off, there's rap. Let's get that out of the way. If you have to categorize Matisyahu under any single musical genre, if you're forced to do that, I suppose it would be rap. It seems like most rap artists seem to fluctuate between rapping and a singing style that's more like melodic rapping. Matisyahu is like that too. And like I said, I don't usually get into rap music. The acts that I do like are the ones where both the music and the message are more complex. With Matisyahu, there's a spirituality in his message that infuses his music with a tangible sense of positivity and optimism. I may not subscribe to the same religious beliefs as Matisyahu, but I can at least appreciate the philosophical aspects of his message. And for me, that's a key difference between this and, say, a lot of contemporary Christian music that I've listened to. I think what Matisyahu has tapped into is a spiritually based message of positivity rather than going a more evangelical route, if that makes sense. And along with that, it should be mentioned, comes the fact that this music requires no explicit lyrics warning. I'm not easily offended, but I do get a bit tired listening to a lot of repeated profanity in any kind of music. Alright, so Matisyahu is a rapper, right? Well, maybe not. Maybe he's a reggae artist. No question, that's the predominant musical genre that you'll hear in his backing band, but it's also very much infused with rock, funk, and R&B flavors. And to that end, I have to give enormous credit to these musicians. This is a live show, after all, and every note you hear in this performance is exactly that, live. There's no DJ, no turntables, no samples or loops. This is all truly live music, including, by the way, the incredible beatbox performance about midway through the show. If anything, that's the track that sealed the deal for me. In any case, I can't say that I count Matisyahu among my favorite artists, though I do have most of his CDs here in my collection, but it really is his talent as a live act that really impressed me the most. I still go back to this specific album more than any other. Incidentally, I was lucky enough to actually see a concert at Stubbs back in 2011. It was when I was at South by Southwest for the first time. It was a surprise show by the Foo Fighters in probably one of the smallest venues a band of their status would ever play. 5 months later, Matisyahu returned to Stubbs to record a second live album there. It was another strong performance, but it didn't quite have the magic of the first time. And if you've never heard Matisyahu or this album, maybe you'll get a sense of that first-time magic too. Live at Stubbs by Matisyahu. today's entry in the Great 28 Live. That's it for today's episode. As always, I'll try to include Amazon ordering links in the description below if you want to add any of the music I've featured to your collection. And before you go, please take a second to click subscribe so that you don't miss the next episode of Great 28 Live, as well as many more videos to come. Once again, my name's Kyle, and this has been Track by Track. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.